Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So, got going again with a nice, decent climb, a bit of a break. We'll look at that on the lower time frames. I am really concerned about the oscillators. They are extremely overbought, but nevertheless, it can stay like that for extended periods of time. And you can see how far away we are from the 155 as well, which is another concerning factor. So the further we go from this, the higher the likelihood of a pullback starts to brew. So we start dropping down through the time frames. You can see from the 3-hour perspective, the divergence is now null and void. Although, no, we don't have any new divergence, so that's done. We do have some structure, and I'm just going to put both of them in. These were the breaks of yesterday, so they would need to be tested, and I'll give them to you now on the lower time frames. Strong uptrend, no two ways about that. We've had the break out of the sideways motion last week, and we are now looking to ride the journey to the upside. However, we are overbought, so just keep that in the back of your mind. So the higher time frames are indicating to show some caution, and you can see yesterday, no real structure, we bounced off. So we'll look at that now on the lower time frame, but you can see that's fairly clear, that breakout zone. There's one more level that you need to put in here, and then we can get down to the lower time frames, and that is this pin bar here. Okay, so let's get down to the 15-minute and see what we need to be doing. So there's a gap down here, which is going to be a magnet. Don't see a little gap down here, and other than that, nothing. So if we let's just use the cursor and try and find what they were looking for. I suppose that swing low there is the only one that I can see right there. And you can see there it is there at 35,251. So that is the swing low. You can see we tried to reject it early yesterday. That didn't really work out for the bears. And then we've got this tiny little pin bar and then another. So we've got like a tweezer bottom there. And that is kind of what got going. We did get a pullback, and that pullback came back. So there were two opportunities. One was here, which was well before the pre-markets, actually before even Europe opened. So probably wouldn't have been looking at that, but what you would have been looking for is that pullback there. But when this kind of happens, I typically look for the actual close as well, because it normally comes back during the session. Anyway, that's irrelevant. So you can see here is the level, and there is a nice juicy, almost engulfing bar, big inside bar. So your entry would have been above there, stop below that. 40-point risk, and we got going fairly quickly. This here would have freaked me out, to be honest. I would have just jumped out of that at 79 points, but if you held on to that, you'd still be sitting in this quite pretty. So what are we looking at today? Well, this gap is definitely something which I think should close. And there's a tiny one down here as well. But what we're looking at is 35,383. That would be ideal for a pullback and look for a buy off that, or alternatively 35,357, and then 35,411. So you're looking for price action on these levels. Don't like this little bit of barbed wire here. Lots of indecision. So we've got going quickly and then lots of indecision. And it's almost like the bulls didn't want to take it further, and the bears were trying to capitalize on that. So that does worry me, but we do have a lot of results coming out. So the FANG stocks really kick off today, and after the market closes, so you need to be patient, wait a bit longer. But this is the setup that we've got. If we start dropping below the lows of yesterday, that's going to be the trigger for the shorts. But for now, onwards and upwards, it is long, and you're looking at these levels between 35,411 and 35,357. That is what you are looking at. Anyway, that's it for me today. Hope it helps. If it does, don't forget to like, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.